Welcome back to a new and exciting episode. This one in particular marks a first milestone for us, being the 10th video we've uploaded so far. We're also closing in on a huge landmark, being 100 subscribers, and we're super stoked about it. So we just want to say thank you for everyone watching and sticking around for more content. Thank you. But hey, enough about that. This is Test YouTube and you're watching What's Next. For our first test, let's try out the exploding bottle. It's a neat little party trick where one supposedly can make the bottom of a beer bottle blow straight out with just some water and your own two hands. It's been seen on YouTube for almost a decade, but became truly known when shown on channels like Mark Rober's and the Slow-Mo guys. So here's how it's supposed to work. An empty bottle is filled almost all the way up. Somewhere around the neck should do the trick. Carbonated drinks do not work. After that, a steady grip should be taken around the neck of the bottle to make sure it doesn't fall out on the next step. You could try to leave a tiny gap between the mouth and your hand, just so you don't smack it head on, because that could hurt somewhat, but still, that's up to you. And then you simply drive your open hand straight down onto the bottle as hard as you can. In theory, the downward force is strong enough to drive the bottle away from the water. That means a tiny vacuum occurs at the bottom, which in turn means the water rushes down violently to fill said gap, creating enough downwards momentum to shoot it straight out. Let's see if we can get it to work. Note to self, don't use too thick of a bottle, because that simply breaks the whole damn thing. Here, however, are some attempts that went way better. Next up is a trick I've been dying to try out myself. I'm going to try to cut glass with fire. We will need a glass bottle, but not too thick, because that would make it a lot more difficult. Simple string able to soak up liquid. Some rubbing alcohol. I'm using the gel kind. Matches or another source of fire. Some plain cold water in a container large enough to fit the bottle. The colder water, the better. Oh, and lastly, a pair of scissors. First, I'm tying a piece of string around the bottle. This is also the place where the cut, or should I say break, will occur. The idea is that a string soaked in a highly flammable liquid will, while burning, heat up the bottle at a specific area, and so we can decide on where we want to cut. It's the sudden change of temperature that causes huge stress inside of the glass up to a point of rupture. Since we're doing it under warp, the cracks, at least most of the time, won't spread. Oh, and don't try this at home, but if you do, be cautious. When the flame is close to burn out, stick the bottle into a cold bath. A little past the string should be enough, and leave it down for a couple of seconds. Take out the bottle and a nice cut has been made. We saved the coolest test until the end. The glass bottle vacuum, as seen on Grant Thompson's channel. It's a spectacular display of physics where a bottle completely filled with steam creates a violent vacuum when exposed to cold water. Supposedly, the superheated water inside of the bottle has expanded so much that a sudden temperature drop from the cold water triggers a violent vacuum, looking like this. And this is how to do it. Oh, and by the way, the following trick is very dangerous. We're dealing with boiling water and glass, both with the potential of causing severe injury, so don't try this unless you know what you're doing, and still at your very own risk. Put some water inside of the bottle, just enough to cover the bottom with the width of a finger. Place the bottle in a microwave on high effect for 1.5 minutes. For the next step, make sure to wear proper protection, preferably on all exposed parts. Take out the bottle, which by now is very hot. Have a bath of cold water ready and dump the contents of the bottle. Instantly afterwards, submerge the neck and enjoy the show. You've been watching What's Next. If you like what you saw, please leave a like and be sure to subscribe for more colorful and creative content. Have a great time!